Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Friends, in this video we are going to discuss about Angular 5. So the people who wants to make good client-side programming, interactive web pages with fast runtime. So this Angular is basically used for that purpose. So we will be discussing about what is required to learn Angular 5, then what is the definition of Angular 5, what are the features of Angular 5, then basic code structure of Angular 5, and then at last we will be having some sample code so that you can understand the basics of Angular 5 and you can start learning this Angular 5 easily. So let us start the video. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button so that you can get updates of all the videos that will be uploaded on the channel. So first thing is, before learning Angular 5, you should have a basic understanding of HTML, then JavaScript, programming fundamentals, loops, if-else classes. So those who have been working or those who have been doing programming using HTML and JavaScript, it will not be very much difficult for them. Rather, it will be easier for them to learn this, because again in Angular 5 we are going to use HTML and JavaScript. So what is Angular? Angular is again a JavaScript framework in which we are going to code, and the code is very much cleaner as there is a proper format in which we do the coding, and if we are going to implement any logic, that has a separate file. If we are going to implement the design, that has a separate file. So in that purpose the code is very much cleaner. Those who have been doing in programming using simple HTML and JavaScript, they know that we put the script within that page or we have a different script file, but in this case it is more optimized and organized. So as I told you, it is a client-side JavaScript framework. It runs on client side. It is used to make interactive web page so that it runs very fast. And if we talk about Angular JS, it started from Angular JS, then it has Angular JS 1, then 2, then 3, 4, and now we are on Angular 5. So in every version there were some improvement, and apart from that improvement there was also backward compatibility. So in case you have written any program in Angular 2, so it will run on Angular 4 also, because it will have a backward compatibility. So that was introduced in Angular 4. So if you talk about the features, as I told you, it's very fast to code. Code is very organized, as every file has its own significance. It's not that we are putting the HTML, we are putting the JavaScript within a single file. It is very much organized, and you can show dynamic content using the Angular JS, and it is compatible on different platforms. So this is the features of Angular 5. Now in order to do any programming, you need to install it. For installing, npm is Node Package Manager that contains tons of packages, and you just need to install Node. You go to the Node website, install Node, and after that whatever programming, like nowadays if you are going for React Native, if you are going for Ionic, if you are going for Angular, so this npm is required, Node is required. So first, once you install Node, then this npm comes with Node, and it is the package manager that is used to install many packages. So in order to install the command is very simple. You have to just install Angular @Angular and then CLI. Now once it is installed, you just need to check the version. So the command is ng. All the commands in Angular starts with ng. So basically, in order to set up your system, you just use you install the Angular and then check the version. It will show the version that is being installed, and then you'll start the coding. So first thing, in order to create any app in Angular, you have to write ng. As I told you, all the commands in Angular start with ng. So ng new test app. So it will create a new application, the name of the application, or you can say the name of the folder on your system that will be created will be test app. So once you enter this command on the command prompt, it will create a proper folder structure in which there will be different folders, different files, then config files, everything will be set up, and then there will be a basic application ready, and ng serve, it is used to start the server so that you can check your application on the browser. So this is basically the installation step. First you have to install Angular, then check it whether the Angular is installed or not, or you get the confirmation when you write this npm install. Now the main thing you have to remember is all the commands in Angular starts with ng, and then if you want to create a test an application, the command is simple ng then new test app, and in order to check it we use ng serve. Now everything in Angular is done using components. Component is basically a class file and it has its own structure. So once you create a new test app or an application, then for every new user interface or every new screen or every new form, you need to create a component that will manage that. You can see the structure of this component. First thing is from Angular core, since Angular is installed on a machine, so you have to import the component. Now this is the metadata in which this it shows the structure of the component, means the component can be instantiated using this app root, and you can see that this is the component, and then in this component it is also mentioned that the design file that it will be using will be app.component.html and style sheet. So we have three things. One is your design file, another is your CSS file, and the main is this logic file in which you will be putting all the logic that will be managed or that will be used on the HTML part. This CSS file is basically the classes that will be managing this HTML file. So this particular portion, it is common for all the component. Any component that is created will have these three things: the selector, template URL, style URL, and this is the main component file, and this is the class. You have already imported the component from the Angular core, so you can start writing your code inside this. Now if you talk about the HTML part, this is simple HTML. You have seen that I have declared a variable in the previous component class. You can see in here, this is the title. I have given this value app, and so here you can see that I have declared this variable called title, and in the HTML file, if you want to display the value of that particular title, you have to use two curly braces on the left and two curly braces on the right, and then the value that you have assigned in the component part, it will be visible in the HTML part. So this is the way through which the component and the HTML interact in Angular. In the next video we will be discussing detail about how a basic test application is being created in Angular. So friends, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.